Greetings, Loyalists, Heretics, Xenos, Legionists, and other assorted entities of Warhammer 40k. This is Arndelft, and I'm just showing you basically some guys I just recently converted. And I've honestly, these three figures that you see here, they used to all be regulation Terminators, and honestly, with this guy's helmet, etc., they were completely Imperial. And I had a friend who needed some Obliterators, and I decided to do the project, and I went crazy. I just did it, and this is the results. I'm about to go give these to him, and I decided I actually wanted to do a video on them before I actually went and did that. So basically, I'm just going to go ahead and showcase these guys off for you. Alright, so first guy, and this was my first one, and this is my very first time ever working with green stuff. And this was my first dude. I'm never ever actually satisfied with a project like these. I always just want to keep working on it. But eventually you hit a point where you're just like, okay, we're done. Alright, so this guy turns out like this in the end of it all. As you can see, the red parts and purple and yellow, those are all areas where I had a really cruddy paint. I need to learn how to thin my paints and whatnot. I know that's not hard, but yeah, I've never really painted very much. But yeah, this was my very, very first one. And as you can see, I went a little bit off the rails, but he's kind of conservative. And XL Pudding is going to have a lot of fun with him. All right, my second guy was this one. And as you can see, I went completely off the rails with him. There was just no holding back here. And I basically was just like, all plasma cannon, let's blow crap up. I just barely received a Devastator pack, which you can kind of sort of see in the background over here. But I had a spare plasma cannon, so I just threw that on there. Plus, there's a dead Necron, and you can kind of sort of see my monolith back here. I have Necrons, so I threw him on there, put a spike through him. Basically, he's got a... There was a Pauldron on the spike. He impaled the dude on there. Blah, blah. And you can see his whole trophy bin of heads. These are just basically opponents that he found worthy in combat, whether he killed them from afar or up close. He then would find them, when he could, and collect their heads by mutating out these twin chain swords here, and zoop. And, of course, anyone who's familiar with Obliterators knows that this whole crap here, everything on them can pretty much mutate. But this up here is what's unchanging on him, because these are helmets and heads that he picked up. And then there's the Necron, dead crap there. More heads on the back. And as you can see, there's one actual helmet for a guardsman. I mean, there was another one in there, but it was a full helmet. This one's just no faceplate. So I managed to find a one that had a skull in it, signify it's been there a long time and already completely decayed, which is, semi-accurate. And, etc. He gave me some sprues of his that had chaos bits left on them, and I just went nuts. Of course, this is Imperial. That flamer is. Chaos flamers look different. And these are Chaos, Imperial. I basically just went completely nuts. No penny, you may not eat it. And then, of course, the Chaos Star in his chest, which is obviously Chaos. But yeah, he was my second guy, and second time ever working with green stuff. Now, this guy here, as you can see, I broadened out his legs. I wanted them to be thicker. And then, as that's a Necron skull, and then a human skull, Tau Fire Warrior helmets, and then human beneath it. And then, as you can see, he's curb stomping some poor freaking space... Well, not curb stomping per se, but the dude's dead, and he has bragging rights now. So he's allowed to be poised over it for eternity. And by the way, this little crown here was meant to go on a Hellbrute. And he had spare bits for those, so I threw that on. His chest was looking bare, so I threw on the book. This back here was meant to go over the, what do you call those? Sponsons on one of his Predators or his Land Raider. Yeah. And then this is an actual Chaos Flamer, Heavy Flamer, I believe. This is actually a side cannon right here. I didn't have any assault cannons thrown them, so I threw that on. And then this little beauty right here is actually a spare bit I had over from my mech warrior from ages ago. So I've really had a lot of fun just throwing these guys together. And then on the back here, he's got same with where did I put? There he is. Same with this guy. He's got some of these spikes hanging down, and then skulls attached to him. Except I only threw one on the back. I only had access to 4, and I already used most of them on him. So I'm like gonna make this symmetrical and just throw the one on there. And yeah, and then you can continue to see his bolstered legs. Now, as you can see here, this green stuff is the dead Marine's intestines, because he got chopped in half. So his intestines are spilling out. His arms got hacked off. And by hacked off, I mean this guy can mutate his arm. And as you can see, this is already like a mutated power fist. And that long middle claw is basically what he used to go hacking this guy into pieces when he was dumb enough to close with him. Because, a power claw and a power fist, the only difference between them is power claws got long things on the ends. I mean, they're both pretty much the same size, so I don't understand how power claws have such faster initiative. Yeah, but this is broken end of his chainsword here sticking between his legs, and as you can see in front, there's the handle and the other bit of the arm. I know it kind of blends in there. And as well, this thing that he's standing on that you can see throughout it, that's actually the arm. I guess I want to say shoulder socket for the Hellbrutes. And I thought, throw that on there and put a little spiffy around it. Looks pretty good. And for the most part, you can't really tell what it is. And after it's painted, I think this thing's going to look amazing. Especially since XL Pudding is actually really, really good at painting. Yeah, I need to get up there. And then, as you can see, his bolt pistol got mucked up a bit too. And intestines spilling out. He's dead as a freaking doornail. His gene seed's probably never going to get collected. And, man, what is up with me getting nucleared today? Just, All right. Well, these are my obliterators that I will be giving to XL Pudding. So I haven't given them to him yet. So they're not his yet, but they will be shortly. And I am betting he's going to love them. And, if you don't think there's enough DOC on them or they're not chaosy enough, just let me know in the comment section below. But personally, I think I did a fragging fantabulous job. I think these guys look amazing. And I would love to do more projects like this. I have gone absolutely crazy with green stuff. And I'm honestly just looking for the next project. And as you can see back here, I've got plenty more projects that I'm working on. Etc., etc., etc. Oh, and then the Tamiya glue, super glue, etc. I'm missing my magnets. I don't know where those things went. It's really irritating. But yeah. And that was probably XL Pudding texting me, which is why we got nuclear launched. So I'm going to go ahead and go give these to him. Okay, as I was saying before, if you have any feedback on these, you like them, you hate them, you think they're absolutely freaking amazing like I do, let me know. Comment section below. You like this video? Give it a huge thumbs up. You dislike this video? Well, I guess chaos just isn't for you. And in any case, if you genuinely enjoy this kind of content and would like to see more like this in the future, subscribe. And in any case, don't get into too much trouble or do. It's always up to you. Toodles.